2020 just got even crazier. This asteroid that they found could make everybody on Earth rich. It's called Icycol 16 and it could maybe save your life one day. The asteroid is actually made up of metals like gold, iron, and nickel. And if they actually mine this asteroid and get all the metals off of it, everybody in the world would have $93 billion. It's located near Mars, and NASA actually plans on going here sooner than you think. This human-like creature was just spotted in Malaysia, and everybody's going crazy over it. It has a human's face, but a cat's body. Nobody really knows what it is. But also in Malaysia, just earlier this year, they found this human-like fish with big lips and human-like teeth. This would be a lifesaver for a lot of you all. A company called Hyber is working on getting internet around the world. They're actually doing this by putting mini satellites around the planet. So this means it doesn't matter when or wherever you are, you will always have internet. This animal is thought to be extinct, but in 2020 it has been spotted. It's called a deer mouse. It literally is a deer on a mouse's body. 2020 just got even crazier, part 3. Okay, first of all, there have been some very large snakes that have been spotted in 2020. This photo was captured in the Amazon River by a drone. People believe this could be an anaconda that could be almost 75 feet long. Honestly, it's terrifying this snake could be in the waters. Also, workers in Australia found this huge snake on surveillance camera. It is ginormous. Now imagine if you saw this snake in the wild. There's been a new species of bats discovered in 2020. They are called the African red-nosed bats. Crazy part about it is scientists think these bats could be transferring the coronavirus because these bats are cousins to the horseshoe bats, and the horseshoe bats are the ones that started the coronavirus. Next, there's a new ocean forming in Africa. And this is because Africa is moving into two because of tectonic movement. It'll be slow and steady, but you can see the split already happening. Now this is insane. Elon Musk developed a chip that will be put into your brain. This chip will work like a brain-computer interface. Elon said this invention will allow you to control computers and phones just from your mind, and also to stream music directly from your mind. 2020 just got even crazier, part 2. This right here is the biggest bee in the world, the Wallace giant bee. It is said this creature has been extinct since 1981. So the last time this creature was seen was 39 years ago. But you would have guessed it, in 2020 there have been multiple sightings of this creature. And their jaws are so strong they could harm a human. And just look at this stinger, it looks pretty painful. So my question is, how are these bees back? Oh yeah, and you think that's it? In 2020, scientists have made a 3,000-year-old mummy talk. Scientists wanted to see if they could recreate the mummy's voice from the past. They did this by 3D printing and all sorts of other technologies. I mean, I don't think we should bring anything back from the dead in 2020, but you won't believe the way he sounds. I know that's not what you hoped a mummy sound like, but there you go. But 2021 could be worse than 2020, let me tell you why. King Tut's tomb was opened for the first time in 2019, and people believe that cursed 2020. But in 2020, they wouldn't move King Tut's tomb away. Just leave the mummy there, we don't need another cursed year. This is how things actually work. This is how an octopus walks when it's on land. It actually uses all of its legs to help it go faster. It's quite terrifying. This is how movies are made without special effects versus with special effects. This is behind the scenes of Skyscraper. You see The Rock running, then he takes off and just flies away. Versus the one with effects. It's crazy how much this could change a movie. This is how ants actually walk. They only use 3 legs at a time. Did you know the Star Wars blaster sound effect was actually made from a slinky? This is how a zipper works. It's a very simple design, but when it comes off, it's impossible to get back on. Oh, and this is how a walrus actually works out. They're pretty much humans. This is how things actually work. This is how an armadillo can transform into a perfect ball in the matter of seconds. This is how an octopus can camouflage itself into another object in the matter of seconds. They do this for protection, and it's honestly quite cool. This is how Marvel movies look before all the edits. Did you know Groot is actually just a man in a blue suit, just wearing Groot's head on top of his? And this is how they made Superman look like he was flying in the movies. And I'm sorry to say it, but Tony Stark really never wore that suit while filming. In Avengers Endgame, this is how the battle scene actually looked. And this is how they put ships into the sea. It actually creates huge waves. Oh, and this is how spiders use their silk to fly away in the wind. This is how a pine cone expands. Pretty cool. This is how things actually work. This is how a chameleon actually changes colors. They can change to a different color in 20 seconds. I did speed this video up a bit so you guys could see the full effect. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, this is how one of the most famous movies ever, the Titanic, was made before adding any effects. This is one of the most famous movie moments ever when Jack was holding Rose on the Titanic. I mean, honestly, it looks beautiful out there, but just wait till you see this. Well, they were actually just standing on some handrails in front of a green screen. And this guy's just awkwardly watching them, so it doesn't look so romantic after all. Now we have Jack's terrible, sad death. You might ask what this looks like before the green screen effects. Well, really, it was all just filmed in a little kid's pool. I'm not really sure if you needed to know this, but this is how a key actually works. Pretty cool. This is how cats always land on their legs, no matter how high or what position they start in. It's amazing how they can twist their body to the right position, and don't worry, no cats were harmed. This is how all the continents have actually changed over time to where they are today. This is how things actually work. Part 3. This is how our solar system travels through space. This shows us how small our solar system is compared to the universe. And did you know the universe actually expands 2,700 miles every minute? Did you know microwaves actually have silent mode? To unlock silent mode, all you have to do is hold down 1 or 0 depending on your microwave. This is how macaroni is cut up into smaller pieces. It's honestly quite satisfying. Did you know the lids on all cups are actually coasters? The ring in the middle actually is the perfect size to fit the cup it was made for. This is how liquid travels down your throat when you swallow. It goes down a lot faster than I would have thought. Okay, this is how a worm in the ocean snatches a fish from the ocean floor. And they said these worms can actually grow up to the size of a snake. This is heartwarming. This is how a panda protects his child in the